So today we're continuing on with the most wonderful, sweetest Vrindavan Leela.
Taigi šiandien tęsiam nerti į nuostabią Vrindavano lilą.
Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 10th canto, chapter number 1, text number 10.
Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, 10 giesmė, 1 skyrius ir 10 tekstas.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate
Vraje Vasan Kim Akarot Madhupuryam Cha Keshava Vrataram Cha Avadhit Kamsam Matu Adha Atat Arhanam Vraje Vasan Kimakaran Madhupuryam Chakeshava Vrataram Chavadit Chakamsam Maturadhatad Arhanam Vraje Vasan Kim Akaran Madhupuryam Chakeshava Bhattarang Chavadit Kamsam Matur Adhatat Arhanam Vraje at Vrindavan
Vrindavanoje.
Vasan while residing
Gyvendamas.
Kim Akarot. What did he do?
Ką jis veikė?
Madhupuryam in Mathura.
Matūroje.
Cha and
Ir
Keshava. Krishna, the killer of the Keshi demon.
Krishna, Keši demono žudikas.
Vrataram, the brother.
Broliai.
Cha and
Ir
Avadhit killed
nužudė
Kamsa
Kamsą,
Matu of his mother
savo motinos,
Adha directly
tiesiogiai,
Atat Arhanam, which was not at all sanctioned by the scriptures, by the Shastras. Not at all sanctioned by the Shastras.
nors šastros anaiptol tam nepritarė.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Lord Krishna lived both in Vrindavan and in Mathura. What did he do there? Why did he kill Kamsa, his mother's brother? Such killing is not at all sanctioned in the Shastras. Purport. One's maternal uncle, the brother of one's mother, is on the level of one's father. When a maternal uncle has no son, his nephew legally inherits his property. Therefore, why did Krishna directly kill Kamsa, the brother of his mother? Maharaj Parikshit was very much inquisitive about the facts in this regard. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Vertimas ir komentaras sėdėškas monybės eisi Bhaktivedanta Swami Šrila Prabhupada. Viešpats Krishna gyvena ir Vrindavane, ir Matūroje. Ką jis ten veikia? Kodėl jis nužudė savo motinos brolį Kamsą? Šastros anaiptol nepritarė tokiam žudimui. Komentaras. Dėdė iš motinos pusės, kitaip sakant, motinos brolis, prilygsta tėvui. Jeigu toks dėdė neturi sūnaus, jo nuosavybę teisėtai paveldi sūnėnas. Kodėlgi Krišna savomis rankomis nugalabijo Kamsą, tikrą savo motinos brolį. Maradžai Parikšitui knietėjo tai sužinoti.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Badijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So Maharaj Parikshit is rather curious. Why would Krishna kill his own uncle?
Taigi, Maharadžai Parikšitui labai smalsu, kodėl Krišna nužudė savo dėdę.
That's not an excess. That's not the normal thing. You don't kill your uncle. You know?
Nes tai nėra įprasta, juk mes nežudom savo dėdžių.
An uncle killer is considered a wicked, evil person.
Nes dėdė žudikas yra niekšas.
So how could Krishna kill his uncle?
Tai kaip Krišna galėjo tai pasielgti?
Well, it's really very simple. His uncle was trying to kill him.
Paprastas dalykas, jo dėdė bandė jį patį nužudyti.
His uncle was a big rascal.
Buvo niekšas.
He was trying in so many ways to kill Krishna.
Įvairiausiais būdais mėgino Krišną nužudyti.
But it was so actually glorious when Krishna killed him.
Taigi, Krišna, kai jį nužudė, tai buvo labai šlovingas
Of course, he got
veiksmas.
liberation to be killed by Krishna.
Be abejo, nužudytas Krišnas, Kamsa gavo išsivadavimą.
But it was such a wonderful scene, actually.
Bet iš tikrųjų tai buvo tokia nuostabi scena.
Kamsa had made this big arrangement to kill Krishna and Balaram.
Kai Kamsas organizavo, kad nužudyti Krišną ir Balaramą.
They were invited for a wrestling match there in Mathura.
Pakvietė juos į varžybas Matūroje.
And they were pitted against two huge, monstrous giants, Chanuraka and Mushtika.
Ir jie turėjo kovoti su milžiniškais
These were
kovotojais.
gigantic men.
Jie buvo monstrinio dydžio.
Wrestling with two little boys, you see.
Ir su paprastais dviem mažais berniukais
Kamsa
intyniavo.
was all like, happy and alive, and now I'm going to finally see Krishna killed.
Ir Kamsa džiaugiasi, pagaliau pamatysiu Krišnos mirtį.
He was sitting there in his stand. He had his royal chair there in the stadium, you know, sitting there looking down on the arena, just waiting for that moment to see Krishna be killed, you see.
Stadione jisai sėdėjo ant karališko sosto ir laukė, kol pamatys Krišnos mirtį.
These two little boys, they were able to kill those two giant wrestlers.
Be šie du berniukai nužudė šitus imtynininkus.
Kamsa was rather shocked, actually.
Ir Kamsa buvo šokiruotas.
And then Krishna looked up there in the stadium, and there was Kamsa sitting on his royal seat.
Tada Krišna metė savo žvilgsnį į Kamsą.
So Krishna walks up from the arena. He goes up there, right up to Kamsa.
Nuėjo iki Kamsos.
He drags him and pulls him to the arena.
Ir nusitempė į areną.
He throws him to the ground.
Pametė jį ant
He
žemės,
sits on his chest.
atsisėdė jam ant krūtinės
Pow, 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 pow. And he kills him.
ir vieną kitą kartą mostelėjo.
It's actually a very glorious murder.
Iš tikrųjų tai labai
Not really
šlovinga,
murder.
labai šlovingas nužudimas.
When the state kills a criminal, it's not called murder, it's called justice, you see. When they put a criminal to death, it's called justice.
Bet tai ne žudimas, iš tikrųjų tai teisingumas.
So Krishna is not a murderer.
Krišna nėra žudikas.
He's the administrator of justice.
Jis paprasčiausiai yra teisingumo administratorius.
Kamsa got his just rewards for being antagonistic against Krishna.
Taigi, kadangi Kamsa buvo toks nusiteikęs priešingai prieš Krišną, gavo atlygį.
But there's another class of men who are also antagonistic against Krishna.
Bet yra ir kitų žmonių, kurie nusiteikia priešiškai prieš
Actually,
Krišną.
there's two classes of men who are antagonistic against Krishna.
Dviejų rūšių žmonės yra tokie.
At least two classes.
Bent dviejų.
The atheists,
Tai yra
they say
ateistai.
God is dead. You see.
Jie sako, kad Dievas yra.
There is no God.
Nėra jo. Nėra Dievo.
The impersonalists say there is God, but God has no form, he has no personality, he has no name, he's just the oneness. Everything is God.
O kita klasė žmonių sako, kad Dievas yra, bet jis yra beformis, jis yra visi vienijantis vienis.
You see. They refuse to bow down to God.
Ir jie atsisako jam lenktis.
But Krishna says, Mrityu sarva harashchaham. I am all devouring death.
Bet Krišna sako, aš esu mirtis.
So in spite of their proud defiance of God,
Taigi vietoj to, kad jie išdidžiai neigtų Dievą,
in the end, they all bow down to God.
gale jie visi nusilenkia jam.
Devotees offer dandavats voluntarily.
Atsidavusiai lenkiasi savanoriškai.
The time of death, they fall down dead.
Ir mirties akimirką jie krenta
So
negyvi.
they also bow down to God.
Tai irgi nusilenkimas Dievui.
So which way do you want to bow down to God?
Kokiu būdu jūs norėtumėt nusilenkti Dievui?
Voluntarily
Savanoriškai
or by the force of death?
ar priversti
You
mirties?
see. One should intelligently decide.
Reikia nuspręsti, panaudojant intelektą.
I mean, everybody's really thinking what's in it for me, you know.
Visi žmonės galvoja, kas čia man naudinga.
Everybody's self-centered, that's the reality.
Tokia realybė, kad kiekvienas yra susikoncentravęs
Let's
į
talk
save.
facts here.
Toks
We're
yra.
all self-centered.
Tokie jau mes esam.
We all want to know what's in it for me. What can I get out of this? You see?
Taigi, galim pagalvoti, kągi aš gausiu
How
naudingiausia.
can I get the most out of life? You see?
Kaip
We're all
gauti
thinking that.
daugiausia, kiek įmanoma iš gyvenimo.
That's okay.
Ir tai yra gerai.
But you have to be intelligent about it, not stupid.
Tik
That's the
reikia
point.
būti išmintingu, nekvailiu.
You see? There is a supreme person.
Yra aukščiausia asmenybė.
Nothing comes out of nothing.
Niekas neteina iš nieko.
Dr. Stephen Hawking says everything comes out of nothing.
Daktaras Stevenas Hawkinas sako, kad viskas ateina iš nieko.
But that's stupid.
Ir tai yra kvaila,
You can't get something out of nothing.
nes iš nieko
Show me
neteina kažkas.
one scientific experiment where the scientist took nothing and got something out of it.
Parodykit man nors vieną eksperimentą.
It's complete dogma.
Čia yra tik tai dogma.
It's not science.
Tai nėra mokslas.
Science means what you can prove with your experiment. You see?
Mokslas tai kai kažką įrodome.
Not some fancy words that razzle-dazzle people's brains.
Ne tik, kad kažkokie tai žodžiai, kurie
So the fact is that everything comes from something. You see?
teigia, viskas ateina iš kažko.
That's scientifically verifiable.
Ir tai yra moksliškai rodoma.
And when you get to the original something,
Ir kaip jūs prieinate prie pirminio kažko,
that is the origin. of
tai ir yra
existence.
šaltinis.
Now some people say, well, there's an infinite chain of causality. There's no original cause because the chain of causality goes on infinitely.
Kiti sako, kad nėra galutinės priežasties, tai yra tokia grandinė be galo, kad vis kažkas turi kažkieno priežastį, kažkas dar kažkieno.
But that is also illogical.
Bet irgi nelogiška.
Do you know consider a row, you know what dominoes are? There's what's called domino theory. You know that, familiar with that?
Ar žinote domino?
Yeah. If you have a whole row of dominoes, you see,
Jeigu
and you knock
turite-
one domino over and they go, they all fall over, you see.
Jeigu turite daug domino ir vienas iš jų nukrenta, tai tada visi jie nubyra.
It's called the domino effect.
Tai yra domino efektas.
So, one class of men will say there's no original cause, there's just an infinite row of dominoes. You see?
Ir vienas žmogus sako, kad nėra tokios pirminės priežasties, yra tokia nesibaigianti domino grandinė.
But unless one of the dominoes can move on its own, nothing happens.
Bet juk mes žinome, kad jeigu nors vienas domino pats pirmas nepajudės, tai nieks neatsitiks.
The Western theologians have rightly described this. They call it the unmoved mover.
Ir vakarų teologai tai vadina nejudantis judėtojas.
This is one point where the Western theologians had it right.
Tai yra vienas iš teisingų teiginių, kurį turi vakarų teologai.
Philosophically, there has to be somewhere an unmoved mover.
turi būti kažkoks nepajudinamas
Nothing
judėtojas.
causes that mover to move. That mover moves by his own potency.
Jo nieks neverčia judėti, bet jis pats pajuda savo potencijos jėga.
Or they may say its own potency. But its don't move. It takes a person to move. They say it, the unmoved mover, it, but it can't be an it.
Bet tik tiek, kad jie sako, kad tai yra jisai negyvas, bet iš tikrųjų jis turi būti gyvas tam, kad...
So there has to be an original person that puts the whole thing into motion.
Taigi turi būti kažkokia pirminė asmenybė, kuri pradeda viską pajudina.
This is logic, this is science, it's not dogmatic.
Ir tai yra logika, tai yra mokslas.
To say there is no original cause and everything just happening by chance,
O sakyti, kad nėra tokios priežasties.
what's causing it to happen?
Tai kas verčia visą kam veikti?
So the scientists accuse us of being blind, people of blind faith.
Taigi mokslininkai nori, kad mes būtume aklo tikėjimo žmonės.
But our faith is not blind, our faith is scientific.
Bet mūsų mokslas, mūsų tikėjimas yra moksliškas.
They also have faith,
Jie taip pat turi tikėjimą,
and their faith is blind.
bet jų tikėjimas aklas.
Therefore, they are not scientists.
Dėl to iš tikrųjų nėra jie mokslininkai.
They are called knee-scientists,
Jie yra nerimti mokslininkai.
those who follow the pathway of nescience or ignorance.
Tie, kurie seka neišmanimo mokslo.
There are two methods of acquiring knowledge
Yra du metodai, kaip gauti žinias.
in the Vedic terminology,
Vediniai terminologijoje.
Aroha Panta and Avaroha Panta.
Tai yra aroha panta ir avaroha panta.
Aroha Panta is the ascending method,
Aroha tai yra nužengiantis metodas,
where you try by your own intellectual conjuring or speculating to come at the absolute truth.
Tai yra metodas, kada jūs pats bandote įsiaiškinti tiesą.
But that's like a cowboy trying to pick himself up by his own bootstraps.
Bet tai kažkas tokio, kad kaip
You know what bootstraps are? And the cowboy boots, they have these straps, because the cowboy boots are very difficult to put on. So they have these straps, and you take a little holder and you pull it on with the strap, like that.
Kaubojos batus labai sunku yra užsidėti, tai ten tokie yra rankenos prie jų.
So they have a little holder you put into the straps, you see, a little gadget you put in the straps, and you can pull the cowboy boots on, see.
Ir tas batus su tom rankenom įsispiria kaubojai.
But you can't pick yourself up by your own bootstraps, you see, it's not possible.
Bet savęs pačio tu negali pakelti įsikibęs už savo tų
Somebody else
batų
can do
rankenų.
that, you see.
Kažkas kitas gali tave pakelti už tų rankenų.
But you can't pick yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Bet pats savęs negali pakelti.
So Roha Panta is when you try to pick yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Tai geroha panta, kada tu bandai save pakelti pats.
And Avaroha Panta when someone else picks you up by your bootstraps.
O avaroha panta tai yra kelias, kuomet kažkas kitas tave pakelia.
So that the Avaroha Pantam is the descending process,
Taigi avaroha panta yra nužengiantis procesas.
where the knowledge is coming down to you
Kada žinios nužengia
from an enlightened
iš
source.
viršaus į tave.
So that's how we can acquire knowledge.
Tokiu būdu mes galim gauti žinias.
We cannot do it by our own speculation with our imperfect
Su
brains.
savo netobulomis smegenimis negalime spekuliuoti.
But we get actual knowledge from the enlightened source.
Galime gauti žinojimą iš nušvitusio šaltinio.
That original person who is indeed the origin of all existence
Iš pirminės asmenybės, kuri sukūrė visą egzistenciją.
possesses unlimited knowledge.
Jisai turi neribotą kiekį žinojimo.
Because everything that exists is his energy.
Nes visa, kas egzistuoja, yra jo energija.
Therefore, he must know everything perfectly.
Todėl jisai viską turėtų žinoti puikiai.
So by taking the blessings and the help of that original person,
Taigi, priimdami palaiminimus ir pagalbą šios pirminės
then we
asmenybės,
can actually know things as they are.
mes galime sužinoti dalykus tokie, kokie jie
Therefore,
yra.
we are most fortunate
Todėl mums labai sekasi.
that our original person has spoken for us the Bhagavad Gita
Ir sėkmė ta, kad pirminė asmenybė mums davė Bhāgavatam,
to enlighten us as to who he is,
kad mes sužinotume, kas jisai
how to
toks,
understand him,
kaip jį suprast,
how to please him,
kaip jį patenkinti,
how to realize him,
kaip suvokti jį
how to be perfectly dovetailed with him in everything that we think, speak, and do.
ir kaip turėti tobulą harmoniją, kad ir ką mes bedarytume.
That is his great kindness upon us.
Ir tai yra jo didi malonė mums.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam pravartate iti madhva bhajante bang buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds.
Aš esu materialių ir dvasinių pasaulių šaltinis.
Everything emanates from me.
Viskas kyla iš manęs.
The wise who know this perfectly
Išmintingieji puikiai tai išmano
engage in my devotional service
ir užsiema atsidimo tarnystę
and
man
worship me with all their hearts.
ir garbina mane iš visos širdies.
So Krishna is revealing everything to us very nicely.
Taigi Krišna mums atskleidžia.
But the problem is we're so caught up in the modes of nature.
Bet problema, kad mūsų tos materialios gūnos taip stipriai
Sometimes
sukaustė,
we think it's not very important what Krishna has to say.
kad kartais mes galvojame, jog netaip ir svarbu, ką Krišna sako.
Instead of being alive and to hear about it, we go to sleep.
Vietoj to, kad nušvisti klausant jo žodžių, mes tiesiog miegam.
We're in the mode. What can we do?
Ką padaryti?
We're poor souls suffering in the modes of nature.
Esam vargšos sielos, kurios kankinasi materialioje
So
gamtoje.
how do we get out of the modes, you see, and take this seriously?
Ir kaip išsivaduoti ir tapti rimtu šitame kelyje.
Sometimes we're in tamagun, just falling asleep in the
Kartais mes
class.
tiesiog miegam tam agūnai per paskaitą.
Sometimes in Rajagun, yeah, I'm going to get out and do something. I don't want to sit in this class.
Kartais nenorim sėdėti, norim bėgti kažką daryti.
Or sometimes we're actually properly situated in Sattvagun. Wow, this is incredible.
O kartais mes esam satvagūnų ir
This is
sakom,
transcendental sound vibration
Oho,
coming from Krishna,
transcendentinis žinojimas, kaip įdomu klausyti.
coming down in the disciplic succession.
Mokytojų mokinių seka pasiekia mane.
Transcendental sound descending on this material plane,
Transcendentinis garsas nusileidžia į šitą materialią
not coming from
platformą.
the speaker, but coming from another source. The speaker is just an instrument through which the vibrations are coming.
Aš girdžiu, kad šitas žinojimas ateina iš aukštesnio šaltinio, ne per šitą kalbėtoją.
This is the divine potency of God himself manifesting.
Tai dieviška potencija, kuri čia apsireiškia.
Sometimes we actually realize that a little bit.
Kartais
Wake up a
truputėlį.
little bit.
Tai
We tune
suprantam,
in a little bit. We get a little bit meditative for a few minutes.
kai pabundam
You see?
paskaitos metu.
And that's what we have to, that's what we need to do.
Ir tą ir turime daryti.
We need to get in that meditative mood.
Reikia įsiugdyti
And we
meditatyvę
can go
nuotaiką.
deep into Krishna Katha.
Ir panerti giliai į Krišną katą.
Machkata madgata pranam bodhayantak parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tashyanti cha ramanti cha. Tashyanti means they find great satisfaction.
Ta šiandien reiškia, jie randa džiaugsmą.
And ramanti means they enjoy like anything.
O ramantį reiškia, jie mėgaujasi tuo.
So do you want to enjoy?
Tai ar norit pasimėgauti?
Do you want to be satisfied?
Ar norit būti patenkinti?
Jai. So you just tune in to this transcendental sound vibration. You
Taigi
see.
pasijunkit į šitą transcendentinę garso vibraciją.
Tune in and turn on.
Pasijunkit ir pirmin.
Tune in and turn on, yeah. And you'll taste the bliss.
Ir paragausite.
And by that quality hearing,
Ir kokybiškai klausydami,
you will progress step by step closer to that day when Krishna will personally reveal himself to you.
jūs artėsite prie tos dienos, kuomet Krišna asmeniškai jums
You think it's
apsireikš.
possible that you could see Krishna?
Kaip galvojate, ar įmanoma pamatyti Krišną asmeniškai?
The Bible says, "Blessed are the pure, for they shall see God." The Bible says, "Blessed are the pure." You know what blessed is? Yeah. Blessed are the pure, for they shall see God.
Biblija sako, kad palaiminti yra tyrėjai, nes jie Dievą pamatys.
But if you ask a Christian, is it possible for you to see God? They say, "Oh no, only Jesus can do that."
Bet kai krikščionių klausim, ar įmanoma Dievą pamatyti? Ne, sako, tik Jėzus gali matyti Dievą.
That means they don't understand their own Bible.
Reiškia, kad Biblijos jie nesupranta.
The fact is that you can qualify yourself to see God.
Faktas, kad Dievą jūs galit matyti.
Prabhupada personally told me
Prabhupada man asmeniškai tai sakė,
that I could become qualified to see Krishna.
kad aš galiu tapti kvalifikuotas matyti Krišną.
So it's there, waiting for us.
Taigi, mūsų Krišna laukia.
That level of perfection.
Šitas tobulumo
Shuddha
lygmuo,
bhakti.
šudha bhakti,
You have it right now in your heart. You already have it.
jau yra mūsų širdise.
It's a buried treasure deep within your heart.
Tai giliai pakastas lobis jūsų širdyje.
So take the shovel
Taigi, imkit
and
šiupelį
dig.
ir kaskit.
Dig.
Kaskit.
In the 60s, we used to say, "You dig." There's a saying,
60-aisiais
the
mes
hippies used to say,
sakydavom
you
lopetą.
dig, you dig, you dig it. It means do you.
Ar pagauni kampą.
So we're the real diggers here, you see.
Taigi mes čia turim būti visiškai pagavę kampą
We're digging deep into our hearts
ir giliai kasti.
by qualitative chanting and hearing.
Kokybiškai klausydami ir kartodami.
So that wonderful sun, that Krishna sun, Krishna Surya,
Kad šita Krišna saulė
will arise within the heart.
pabūstų mūsų širdyje.
Now we're in the darkness of ignorance.
Nes dabar esam neišmanimi.
It's like midnight.
Vidurnaktis.
We can't hardly see any light. You see.
Nieko nematom.
But if you will follow this process carefully,
Bet jeigu dėmesingai sieksit šitų
if you
procesų,
will faithfully follow this process every day,
jeigu kiekvieną dieną su tikėjimu
that sun's going to rise in your heart.
seksite, tuomet širdyje pakils
And
saulė.
that day will come when you will see Krishna.
Ir diena ateis, kuomet
And
matysit
you will see
Krišną
the whole spiritual world.
ir dvasinį
In
pasaulį.
fact, you can even become a resident of the spiritual world while you're still here in the material world.
Net čia gyvendami galite jau būti dvasinio pasaulio gyventojas.
It's like a dual citizenship.
Tai kaip dviguba pilietybė.
You can have a dual citizenship.
Galite turėti tokią.
You can be here in the material world.
Galite būti čia,
At the same time, you can become a resident of the spiritual world.
tuo pat metu būti dvasinio pasaulio
I
gyventojas.
was just studying a Bhāgavatam verse this morning.
Tik šį rytą studijavau Bhāgavatam posmą,
It was talking about this.
kuris apie tai
Amazing
kalba.
verse. How's it go? I haven't memorized it yet, but the verse says that the all-perfect persons, because the all-perfect persons are residents of the spiritual world, they are not attracted to any mundane topics.
Posmas sako, kad visi tobuli asmenys yra dvasinio pasaulio gyventojai, todėl jų nedomina materialios kalbos.
For them, the mundane topics are a place of pilgrimage for the crows.
Jiems tokios kalbos tai yra varnų piligrimystės vieta.
In the Vedas, we learn about two classes of birds.
Vedose mes skaitom apie dviejų rūšių paukščius.
There's the crows
Yra varnos
and there's the swans.
ir gulbės.
So, if you put some fresh garbage out, a big heap of fresh garbage,
Jeigu nuneši šiukšlių į
the
lauką,
crows will come.
varnas
They'll be
sulėks.
all excited. Oh, this garbage.
Ekstazija.
Caw, 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 caw. You see? You see any swans there?
O gulbės ar atskris?
No.
Ne.
But if you look at a beautiful lake with lotus flowers, you see,
Bet jeigu pamatysite gražų ežerėlį su
you'll
lotosais,
find the swans sporting there. The crows are not attracted to that place.
ten gulbės kris, o varnam nebus kas veikti.
So I want each one of you to introspectively psychoanalyze yourself.
Taigi noriu, kad jūs save paanalizuotumėte.
What am I more like? Am I more like a crow or more like a swan?
Į ką aš panašesnis? Į varną ar į gulbę?
Actually, we have both natures, you
Iš
see.
tikrųjų, abi prigimtis turime.
We are swans in our original pure consciousness.
Pirminėje savo sąmonėje esame gulbės,
But we are covered by crow consciousness.
bet esame padengti varno sąmonę.
So you can analyze yourself.
Galite save analizuoti.
What is my natural state of mind that I'm in right now? Is it more like a crow or more like a swan?
Ar daugiau aš būnu kaip varna, ar daugiau kaip gulbė.
Am I more attracted to look at the deities?
Ar man daugiau patinka į dievybę žiūrėti,
I look at that beautiful young girl over there.
ar į
You
gražuolės.
see what I'm saying?
Suprantat? Apie ką kalbu?
That's how you can judge. What am I more attracted to, the deities or that beautiful young girl over there?
Taip galima ir vertinti, kas mums labiau patinka.
You can analyze whether you're a crow or a swan, but what your
Galim
mind is
tyrinėti,
more
ar
attracted
varna
to.
esam, ar varnienas.
Well, some of us have to be embarrassed. Some of us have to be very embarrassed.
Taigi, mes kai kurie iš mūsų
We have to blush red.
galim labai
Oh my
parausti.
God, I was more attracted to that girl than I was to the deities.
O ne, man daugiau patinka gražuolės, nei dievybės.
We have to be embarrassed, you see.
Turim nuliūsti.
Some of us have to be very embarrassed.
Susigėsti.
Well, what to do?
O ką daryti?
I caught myself, I'm a crow.
Nu ką, esu varna.
I'm a crow. What can I do? I'm a damn crow.
Ką dabar daryti?
How can I get out of this crow state, you see?
Kaip dabar išsivaduoti iš to?
How can I get out of this crow state and become a paramahamsa?
Reikia tapti paramahamsa.
Well, quality hearing is the key.
Ir kokybiškas klausimas yra
Quality
raktas.
chanting and hearing.
Klausimas ir kartojimas.
Quality relationships with guru.
Kokybiškas santykiai su guru,
Quality relationships with devotees.
su atsidavusiais.
following the regulated principles.
Siekimas religityviųjų
And
principų.
then that crow sitting over there,
Ir tada ta varna,
he'll become a swan.
kuris sėdi viduj, taps gulbė.
So all of us, there's hope for all of us cawing crows. Caw, caw, caw.
Taigi visom varnom yra viltis.
There's hope for all of us cawing crows.
Mums varnoms yra viltis.
Instead of going caw, 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 we can go Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Vietoj kraksėjimo galim sakyti Krishna, Krishna,
Even if we
Krishna.
feel like going caw, 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 we should still go Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Net jeigu ir norim kraksėti, vis vien reikia sakyti Hare
Because that's the
Krishna,
order
Hare
of the
Krishna.
spiritual master.
Nes toks pamokymas iš dvasinio mokytojo.
He is the spiritual master has given us the medicine by which we will get out of our crow consciousness
Dvasinis mokytojas duoda mediciną, kaip įsivaduoti nuo varnos
and come
sąmonės
to the Paramahamsa stage
ir pasiekti Paramahamsos
where we can directly associate with Krishna at every minute.
būklę, kuomet matysime Krishną.
So throw away your crow consciousness.
Taigi meskit varnos sąmonę lauk,
It's just a bunch of nonsense.
nes tai yra nesąmonė.
You've been holding on to it as your dearmost possession for millions of lifetimes.
Jau milijonus metų kaip didžiausia turtą saugojo šitą sąmonę.
And where has it gotten you?
Ir kur jinai jūs atvedė?
Into another rotting material body.
Į dar vieną pūnantį kūną.
So to hell with your crow consciousness.
Taigi meskit lauk šitą sąmonę.
Kick it out.
Spirkit jai.
Put Krishna there instead.
Ir vietoj to padėkit
This is
Krishną.
called sadhana bhakti.
Ir tai vadinasi
By
sadhana
practice,
bhakti.
you throw away the crow consciousness by putting swan consciousness in its place.
Praktikos dėka varnos sąmonę jūs
In
pakeičiate
the beginning,
gulbės
it seems
sąmonę.
very unnatural.
Ir pradžiai tai visai nenatūralu.
I thought the devotees are a bunch of kooks.
Man atrodo, kad atsidavusiai tai kvailiai.
Yes, when I first saw them, I thought they were.
Pirmą kartą
I
juos
liked the
pamačiau.
chanting was cool, but these guys are a bunch of kooks. You know, they could have girlfriends. Here they are walking, going around with shaved heads and robes. What kind of idiots are these? I was thinking that way.
Jie neturi krūvo draugių, vaikšto apsiskutę, kas čia per bičiai.
So I was really a crow.
Taigi aš buvau varna.
But but then I finally met Vishnu Jan Swami, and I
Ir kai
could
Vishnu
see, I
Jana
can
Swami
understand this
sutikau.
was a swan. You see,
Supratau, kad čia tikra gulbė.
here's someone who has totally embraced this mood. You see,
Kažkas, kas visiškai apkabino šią nuotaiką.
and just see what ecstasy he's experiencing.
Pasižiūrėkit, tik tai kokią jisai ekstazę patiria.
So that could be a motivation to become Krishna conscious.
Tai irgi gali būti motivacija tapti Krishna
You can
sąmoningu.
use envy as a motivation to become Krishna conscious.
Galit net pavydą panaudoti tam.
Envy got us into this mess to begin with, you see.
Pavydas mus čia įvedė.
Envy caused us to fall down from the spiritual world into the material world.
Dėl
Envy.
pavydo mes nupuolėm iš materialaus iš
We were
dvasinio
envious of
pasaulio.
Krishna.
Dėl pavydo Krishnai.
So you can use the same envy to go back to Godhead also.
Ta patį pavydą galite panaudoti, kad grįžtat atgal.
You can be envious of those devotees who are tasting more bliss than you.
Galite pavydėti tiem atsidavusiems, kurie laimingesni už jūs.
That's what happened to me. You see.
Taip ir man atsitiko.
I could see these devotees, they're experiencing love and bliss beyond what I've ever experienced.
Aš supratau, kad jie patiria meilę ir palaimą daug aukščiau negu aš vis kada nors esu paragavęs.
I was listening to that record album that George Harrison produced,
Kai klausiau šitą Džordžo Harrisono produsuotą įrašą,
the Radha Krishna Temple album.
Radha Krishnos šventyklos
And the
albumą.
second cut on the album, it's an old 33 and a third vinyl record album.
Ir kitoje plokštelės pusėje,
The second cut after Govindam prayers
po Govindos maldų,
was Gravastakam.
buvo Gurvaštakam.
Samsaradava nalalita loka Tranaya karyunya ganaganadvam Praptasya kalyana gunanavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. When I heard that, I went, wow.
Kai išgirdau,
These devotees are experiencing a love which is far beyond anything I've ever experienced in my whole life.
pajutau, kad čia atsidausiai, kurie dainuoja, patiria kažkokią
They
meilę, kurios
have
aš
this
nesu patyręs.
love of the spiritual master.
Jie turi šitą meilę dvasiniui mokytojui.
They have Prabhupada prem, love for Prabhupada.
Jie turi Prabhupada premą meilę jam.
This is so beautiful. I could understand by hearing and entering into the meditative mood
Meditatyviai klausydama šito įrašo,
that this love for Prabhupada
supratau,
there was no comparison of this material about loving a girl or loving a dog or loving your parents or loving your country. It's all nothing compared to this.
kad šita meilė Prabhupadai yra daug daugiau negu bet kokia kita meilė iš to pasaulio.
And I wanted to have it too, you see.
Ir užsimaniau irgi turėti ją.
Being an envious guy,
Būdamas pavydus,
I wanted to also have that taste they were
norėjau
tasting.
ir pats gauti tokį skonį.
So I thought then, no, wouldn't it be beautiful if I gave my life to Srila Prabhupada?
Ir pagalvojau, argi nebūtų nuostabu savo gyvenimą atiduoti Šilai Prabhupadai.
And that was it. Prabhupada manifested in my heart, and he's been there ever since.
Ir viskas, Prabhupada apsireiškė mano širdį.
That's what turned me around, you see.
Ir tai mane apvertė.
I was envious of the devotees who
Būtent
loved Prabhupada.
pavydas atsidausiems, kurie
I didn't
mylėjo
love him, you
Prabhupadą. Nes aš
I
nemylėjau
was
jo.
holding back.
Aš buvau, stovėjau
I was thinking,
gale.
well, I'll be Krishna conscious.
Aš būsiu Krišna sąmoningas,
I don't need a guru, though.
bet guru
Not
man
necessary.
nereikia.
I was a songwriter. I'll just write songs about Krishna, you know.
Dainuosiu apie Krišną tiesiog.
Like George had My Sweet Lord. I'll write some Krishna conscious songs.
Kaip Džordžas Harisonas. Dainuosiu savo.
That way I'll be a devotee without a guru. I don't need a guru. You
Ir
see.
būsiu toks atsidavęs be guru.
But then I realized those devotees who had actually accepted a spiritual master,
Bet kai pamačiau, kad tie, kurie priima dvasinį
who had
mokymą,
dedicated their lives to the spiritual master,
kurie aukoja savo gyvenimą
they
dvasinį
were
mokymą,
experiencing on a much higher level than me what is Krishna consciousness.
jie patiria Krišno sąmonę daug aukščiau negu aš.
And I wanted to taste it too.
Ir aš irgi norėjau tai paragauti.
So here I am, 44 years later,
Po 44 metų čia aš
still
esu.
going strong,
Vis dar judu į priekį.
developing my love for Prabhupada, my love for Krishna more and more and more every day.
Kasdieną ugdydamas savo meilę Krišnai ir
And I'm
Prabhupadai.
very encouraged to see all of you who are giving your lives for this movement, your time, your energy, your intelligence.
Labai įsikvėpęs, matydamas jūs, kurie aukojate savo
Some of you are
energiją.
fully dedicated,
Kažkas iš jūsų pilnai yra atsidavę
some
šiam
of you are
judėjimui.
partially dedicated,
Kažkas dalinai.
but it's all good.
Visa tai yra gerai.
Whether you're fully dedicated or partially dedicated, it's all good.
Ar pilnai atsidavęs, ar truputį, tai yra gerai.
Prabhupada said there's 4 ways we can serve.
Yra 4 būdai, Prabhupada sako.
You can give your life,
Galite savo gyvenimą
that's the
atiduoti.
best, you see.
Geriausia yra.
You can give your whole life.
Visą gyvenimą atiduoti.
I fully surrender to my spiritual master. I'm just his instrument. He can do whatever he wants with me. I'm just a puppet in his hands. That's giving your life. you see.
Pilnai atsiduodu savo dvasinį mokytojui, esu tiesiog žaislas jo rankose.
And Prabhupada, if you can't give your life, give your money.
Ir Prabhupada sako, nu gyvenimą negalėtų.
Because some people say money is more dear than life.
Žmonės sako, pinigai yra
So you
brangiau
can't
už
give your life,
gyvybę.
give your money. you
Duokite
see.
tada pinigus.
But I don't have any money.
Neturiu pinigų.
I can barely pay my bills.
Negaliu nesąskaitą
Well,
apmokėti.
give your intelligence.
Nu tai tada
You
intelektą
may have
savo
a friend who has some money. You
Mes
can invite him to come to the temple. Have him donated.
draugą pakvieskime į šventyklą,
But I don't have any friends who have any money.
kuris turi pinigų.
Well, then just give your words to Krishna.
O ką daryti, jeigu neturi intelekto? Tai žodžius duok Krišnai.
You can go, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can tell people about Krishna.
Galit Krišnai, žmonėm papasakoti apie Krišną.
Do you know who is Krishna?
Žinai tokį Krišną?
My dear sir, do you know who is Krishna?
Pone, žinai,
You can approach a gentleman on the street.
prieikit prie džentelmeno gatvėje.
You can say, my dear sir, do you know who is Krishna?
Rangus ponė, ar žinot, kas yra Krišna?
He says, no, I never heard of him. Is he running for office? What's
Ne,
the deal?
nežinau, kas čia toks.
No, Krishna is not a politician.
Ne, Krišna tai ne politikas.
Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead.
Krišna tai yra aukščiausias Dievo asmuo.
He's the source of all existence.
Visos egzistencijos šaltinis.
He's the source of your existence, sir.
Ir jūsų egzistencijos taip
And
pat.
if you will hear about him and learn about him, you can reconnect with your original spiritual nature beyond your temporary material body.
Ir jeigu jūs klausysite apie jį, jūs galite pažadinti savo ryšį su dvasinė
Would you
egzistencija.
like to taste transcendental bliss
Ir patirti transcendentinį nektarą. Ar
that cannot be
norėtumėte
disturbed by even death?
tokį nektarą patirti, kurio net mirtis nesutrikdys?
And let me enlighten you in the science of Krishna.
Leiskite, aš jūs pamokinsiu apie Krišnos
Actually,
mokslą.
you already know it.
Iš tikrųjų, jis jau žinote.
It's buried deep within your heart. You already know it.
Jis pakastas jūsų širdyje
Simply you have forgotten
ir jūs jį pamiršęs.
by too much conditioning of the material nature.
Dėl materialios energijos sąlygotumo.
Actually, you're a fully realized spiritual being
Iš tikrųjų, tu esi pilnai realizuota dvasinė būtybė.
at this very minute,
Šią akimirką.
but you're asleep, that's all.
Tiesiog miegi.
So I've come here to wake you up, sir.
Taigi atėjau čia pažadinti tavęs,
That's
ponai.
why I wanted to give you this book.
Noriu duoti šią knygą,
I've come to wake you up
nes atėjau jūs pažadinti.
because you're having a nightmare right now.
Nes dabar jūs tiesiog
You have
košmarą
this nightmare.
sapnuojate.
You actually think that you're that body.
Jūs galvojat, kad esat šitas kūnas.
It's a nightmare
Čia košmaras.
because your body is moving to death right now.
Nes šiandien jūsų kūnas juda į
So we're
mirtį.
having a nightmare right now.
Taigi čia yra
You're
košmaras.
thinking, I'm a man.
Jūs galvojat, kad esat
I'm a
vyras,
Lithuanian.
lietuvis.
I'm this, I'm that. It's a nightmare.
Čia košmaras.
So my dear sir,
Brangus ponė,
I've come to wake you up from your nightmare.
atėjau jūs pažadinti.
You're having a horrible nightmare right now.
Pabuskit.
You actually think that you're that material body.
Negalvokit, kad esat šitas kūnas.
But I've come to give you the truth
Atėjau jums duoti tiesą,
that will liberate you from all anxiety.
kuri jūs išvaduos.
It's called Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is.
Tai vadinama Prabhupadas Bhagavad
If
Gita,
you read
tokia
this
kokia
book,
yra.
you
Skaitykite,
understand this book,
suvokite.
you will actually remember, you will come to the point of remembering who you actually are in the pastimes of Krishna in the spiritual world.
Ir jūs prisiminsite, kas jūs esate Krišno žaidimuose.
It will take time,
Laiko
it
prireiks,
will take determination,
reikės
it will
ryžto,
take enthusiasm,
entuzijazmo
it will take patience.
ir kantrybės.
But you will, I guarantee it, I personally guarantee you that if you follow this, you will come to that day when you will personally realize who you are in the pastimes of Krishna.
Bet garantuoju jums, kad jeigu sieksite šio procesu, ateis laikas, kai visiškai suprasite, kas jūs
In any
esate
one
Krišno
of five
žaidimuose.
primary rasas:
Vienoje iš 5 pirminių rasų
neutrality,
- neutralumo rasio,
servitorship,
tarnystės,
friendship,
draugystės,
parenthood,
tėvystės
or conjugal.
ar sutuoktinės.
Some you will actually come to that point where you realize your eternal relationship with Krishna.
Jūs prieisite momentą, kada suprasite.
But for now, come to our temple.
Bet iki tol
It's right over
ateikite pas
here on the
mus.
street. It's right up the hill. Just come up with me,
Čia ant kalniuko.
and I'll take you to the temple right now.
Nuvesiu jūs iš
You can
šventyklą.
have the darshan of Nitai Gaurachandra.
Galėsite pamatyti Nitigorą Čandrą.
This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in two forms.
Tai yra aukščiausias Dievo asmuo apsireiškęs dviejomis formomis.
He's appeared in the Kali Yuga
Jis apsireiškia Kali Jugoje.
just to benedict the whole world with the highest happiness.
Tam, kad palaiminti visą pasaulį su didžiausia laimė.
Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudadiye Pushpavanto Chitrashando Tamonudo. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Reiškiu savo nusilenkimus šį Krišną Čaitanį.
and Prabhu Nityananda.
Ir prabūnite Nandai.
They are just like the sun and the moon.
Jie yra kaip mėnulis ir saulė.
They have arisen on the eastern horizon of Goda
Jie apsireiškia Gados rytų horizonte,
to dissipate the deep, dense darkness of ignorance of this age of Kali.
kad įsklaidyti šito Kali amžiaus neišmanimą.
Those who take shelter of them
Tie, kurie priima jų prieglobstį,
will receive the supreme benediction
gauna aukščiausius palaiminimus.
of pure love of God.
Tyros, meilės,
So,
Dievo.
my dear sir, please take shelter of them.
Taigi, brangus ponė,
I'm begging you,
priimkite
please
jų
take shelter of
prieglobstį.
them.
Prašau,
They will elevate you out of all sufferings of material existence.
jie jūs pažadins
So this way
iš
you can
visų
preach, you see.
materialios
You
egzistencijos
have to preach
kančių.
with conviction.
Taip reikia
You
pamokslauti
have to be
susitikimu.
absolutely convinced that Krishna is the supreme
Turite būti
personality of Godhead.
įsitikinęs, kad Krišna yra aukščiausias Dievo asmuo.
You have to be absolutely convinced that Prabhupada is not hyping us.
Reikia suprasti, kad Prabhupada mūsų neapgaudinėja.
You have to be totally dedicated to being who you really are.
Jums reikia būti visiškai atsidavus, kad būti tuo, ko esat.
That's all we're really saying.
Tik tai tą ir tai reikia daryti.
Please be who you really are. you
Būkite tuo, kas iš tikrųjų
see. You have
esate.
been trained in this material world to be what you are not.
Nes jūs moko šitas pasaulis būti ne tuo.
That's why you're not happy. That's why you're not completely fulfilled.
Todėl ir nesate pilnai laimingi.
Because you're trying to be that which you're not.
Nes bandote daryti tai, kas nesate.
So please, my dear sir, my dear lady,
Brangus
please
ponios ir
come
ponai.
out of trying to be what you're not, and please just try to be who you are. That's all you have to
Pabandykite
do.
tiesiog būti tuo, ko esate.
Looks like that old song. All you got to do is act naturally.
Kaip tokia sena daina yra.
It was a song like that. All you got to do is act. They're gonna put me in the movies and make a big star out of me. All I have to do is act naturally. It's a song.
Tokia yra daina, kad tiesiog reikia veikti natūraliai.
So all you have to do is act naturally.
Viskas, ką tai reikia, tai veikti natūraliai.
right now you think material sense gratification is natural. That's the problem.
Problema ta, kad galvojat, kad jūslių tenkinimas yra
You
natūralu.
don't realize that Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam is your actual natural self. You don't realize it.
Nesuprantat, kad tarnystė Krišnai yra natūralu mum.
That's why the spiritual master and the senior devotees, they say, now you engage yourself in sadhana bhakti.
Dėl to dvasinis mokytojas su vyresniais atsidavęs prašo, užsiimkite
Because by
sadhana
doing that, then
bhakti.
you actually remember, yes, this is my actual real nature, you see.
Nes tai darydami jūs prisiminsite savo tikrąją prigimtį.
My real nature is to voluntarily bow down to God with deep feeling within my heart.
Mano
That's my real
tikroji
nature.
prigimtis savanoriškai, su jausmu, nusilenkti Dievui.
Not to be forced to bow down at the time of death.
Ne, mirties akimirka būti priverstam nusilenkti.
So in this way,
Tokiu
preach
būdu
this Krishna conscious movement.
pamokslaukit
In
Krišnos
this way,
sąmonę
save your Lithuanian countrymen
ir išgelbėkit lietuvius
and your Swedish countrymen.
ir švedus.
Save them.
Išgelbėkit juos.
They are dying.
Miršta jie.
Give them this Krishna consciousness.
Duokite jiems Krišnos sąmonę.
So are there any questions?
Kokių turit klausimų?
Yeah.
Kaip atiduoti savo gyvenimą dvasiniam mokytojui?
How to give my life to spiritual master.
Follow his instructions.
Siekit jo nurodymais.
Chant 16 rounds every day of the Hare Krishna mantra.
Kartokite 16 ratų Mahamantras.
Strictly avoid illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling.
Griežtai venkite neleistų lytinių santykių, mėsos valgymo, azartinių
Intensely
žaidimų.
beg Krishna to make you his pure devotee.
Intensyviai melskitės Krišnai, kad jis padarytų jūs tyro atsidavusiu.
And fully absorb your whole life in trying to make as many people Krishna conscious as possible.
Ir pilnai pasinerkite, kad savo gyvenime padarytumėt kiek įmanoma daugiau žmonių atsidavusiais.
Jadidekatadikaha Krishna upadasha maragaya guru hayutadadesh. Whomever you meet, instruct him in the teachings of Krishna. In this way, on my order, you become guru.
Ką
Deliver the people of this
sutiktumėte?
planet.
Mokinkite juos tapti Krišnos atsidavusiais ir tapkite guru mano nurodymo dėka.
So you strive for pure devotion,
Taigi, jeigu norite tyro atsidavimo,
intensely strive for it.
turite
every
intensyviai kiekvieną sekundę siekti to.
And dedicate your life for saving the people of this world from their illusion.
Ir paskirkit savo gyvenimą, kad išgelbėti žmonės iš
And then you'll be
iliuzijos.
my best disciple.
Ir būsit mano geriausia mokinė.
Next question. Let's see, we'll go with... Oh, here's one in paper coming in. Paper, okay. What does Krishna's name Janardhan mean?
Ką reiškia Krišnos vardas Janardana?
Do you know, remember Devi, what Janardhan means? Literal meaning, Janardhan? One who maintains, yeah.
Janardana, tas, kur palaiko.
Janna is like the man, means us, a person is called Janna.
Džana tai reiškia mes,
It's
asmenybės.
like Vishnu Janna is a man of Vishnu.
Kaip Višnu Džana reiškia Višnu
So the
žmogus.
maintainer of the Janna, that is Krishna.
O Dana tas, kuris palaiko.
Have I given that name to anyone yet? Janardhan? Not yet. Okay, how to develop taste for chanting?
Kaip išsiugdyti skonį kartuot šventą vardą?
Well, it's very simple.
Paprasta.
Chanting is enchanting.
Kuo daugiau kartuojat, tuo skaniau.
So the more you chant, the more you become enchanted.
Kuo daugiau kartuosi, tuo daugiau jūs kartuojimas užburs.
So therefore, just go on chanting.
Dėl to kartuokit.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And the taste will come.
Ir skonis atsiras.
Next question.
Kitas klausimas.
Right back here.
Jeigu po paskaitų neatsiranda klausimų, tai galima daryti išvadą, kad klausimasis ir gal visa praktika yra paviršutiniška labai. Kaip pagilinti tą praktiką, kad atsirastų ir klausimai?
Sometimes after hearing the lectures, I don't have any questions, so this is the sign that I am very artificial. So how I can go deeper to my practice that I can have a lot of questions.
Prabhupada only had one question.
Prabhupada turėjo tik vieną klausimą.
Guru Maharaj, how can I serve you?
Guru Maharaj, kaip galiu jums pasitarnauti?
So if you're completely surrendered to your spiritual master and your only question is, how can I serve you, then you're perfectly situated.
Būkite tokiai tobuloje situacijoje, kad visiškai atsidavus dvasinių mokytojų ir turėkite tik vieną klausimą. Kaip galiu pasitarnauti?
That's what so whoever your spiritual master is, if you don't have one, get one.
Taigi gaukite iš dvasinio mokytojo nurodymą.
And put yourself fully, Guru Maharaj, now I'm your completely surrendered servant. Please engage me in your service.
Turėkite dvasinį mokytoją ir klauskite, kaip galėtumėte užsiimti tarnystę.
That is the perfect question. The only question Prabhupada asks.
Čia geriausias
How can I
klausimas.
serve you?
Kaip pasitarnauti?
So if you have a guru, how can I serve you? If you don't have one, get one, and then how can I serve you? Then
Turit
you're perfectly
mokytoją, klauskite jo,
situated.
kaip tarnausi. Neturit, tai raskite.
Now, if you have any doubts,
O turite abejonių,
getting in the way of being surrendered, then you ask those questions.
kurios neleidžiam pilnai atsiduoti, klauskite.
Or if you have questions on how you can preach more effectively, you see.
Arba, pavyzdžiui, turit klausimų, kaip
Or how
tobuliau
you can
pamokslauti.
practice more effectively. These are
Arba
all
kaip
good
tobuliau
questions.
praktikuoti. Tai labai geri klausimai.
Hare Krishna. Okay, the Ashtashaki in the back there.
Na, iš tikrųjų, mokytojas pasakojo, kad yra gulbės ir varnas. Iš tikrųjų, mes matome, kad Krišnos malonė pelnė Kamsą. Tai Krišnos malonė pelno ir atsidavę, ir demonai. Tačiau vienas Prabhupados mokinys paklausė, pasakė, kad jis yra labai puolęs, bet Prabhupada pasakė, tu esi niekas. Tai kaip čia suprasti, kuo geriau būti, ar demono, ar atsidavusiu, ar niekas, kokią padėtą užima niekas?
Kamsa also got the mercy of Krishna, and but we are not demons, we are not devotees, we are, as Prabhupada said, we are not most fallen, we are just nothing. So, what is the result of being nothing, and what is the result of being devotee, and what is the result of being a demon? Because the mercy can get demons or devotees, and we are nothing.
If you're nothing, then how you can speak?
Jeigu esi
Nothing
niekas,
can't speak.
tai negalėtum kalbėti.
You ask very, I can see you're not nothing.
Aš matau, kad nesi
You are
niekas.
something.
Kažkas esi.
Actually, you are really something.
Tikrai kažkas.
You are really something, let me
Tikrai
tell you right now. So don't think you're nothing. You are really, really something.
Jūs tikrai kažkas esat.
Actually, you're very special.
Jūs esat labai brangi.
I take you as a very special disciple.
Jūs esat
I have
labai
no
brangi.
disciple like
mano
you
mok-
anywhere in the world. You are
Niekur
a very
pasaulyje neturiu
special disciple.
tokios mokinės kaip jūs.
So you're not nothing.
Jūs nesat niekas.
You're very, very dear to my heart.
Esat
Very
labai
dear to
brangi.
Guru
man.
Mataji's
Ir
heart.
Guru Matadžiai.
You're very special. So
Esat labai
you are
ypatinga.
something. So now be something spectacular.
Tai būkit toliau dar daugiau kažkas.
Instead of just saying all glories to Guru, all glories to Gauranga, now you become glorious.
Vietoj to, kad sakyt visa šlovė mokytojui, jūs pati tapkite šlovinga.
Why do you simply say all glories to Guru and Gauranga? You become glorious.
Kodėl
Krishna
sako
Ashtashaki.
šlovė Guru ir Gauranga? Jūs tapkite
That's my
šlovinga.
instruction to you. You must become glorious.
Toks mano nurodymas. Turi tapti šlovinga.
Okay, next question.
Kitas klausimas.
Let's pass it to someone else now. If there's time, we'll come back to you. Someone else said, okay, you had a question? Guru Mata is pointing up here, so.
He has been waiting.
Oh, he's been waiting patiently? Okay. All right, next. Give it to this bhakta here.
Su kokia nuotaika reiktų eiti pamokslauti, knygas platinti, nes vieni sako, kad, vienas kokią mokytas atsako pat.
Which mood we have to have when we are going to distribute books?
Take over the world for Prabhupada.
Tokia turėt nuotaiką, kad visą pasaulį užkariauti Šilai Prabhupadai.
Digvijay Pandit,
Kaip Digvijay Panditas,
one who conquers in all directions.
tas, kuris nugali visomis kryptimis.
There is God.
Yra Dievas.
Who are you who say there is no God?
Kas čia sako, kad jo nėra?
Come on!
Ateik čia.
That is Digvijay.
Toks turi būti.
You have to have that mood.
Tokia nuotaika.
You're going out to conquer the world for Prabhupada.
Kaip nugalėtojas pasaulio, kuris nugali pasaulį Prabhupadai.
Even if you meet the prime minister,
Visus nugalėtų.
you're going to
Premjerą,
make that
ministrą.
prime minister a devotee.
Ir jį padaryti
So your whole
atsidavusiai.
country can become Krishna conscious.
Kad visa šalis taptų atsidavusiais.
That is the mood of preaching.
Tokia yra pamokslavimo nuotaika.
Next question.
Kitas klausimas.
To satisfy Prabhupada or Krishna or some devotee says to purify heart, this is the right motivation.
For what?
Actually, the more you take the mood of a spiritual revolutionary, the more your heart will become purified.
Kuo daugiau priimsite nuotaiką dvasinės revoliucijos, tuo daugiau širdis apsivalys.
And the more you purify your heart, the more you'll have a revolutionary impact on the world.
Ir kuo daugiau apvalysi savo širdį, tuo didesnį įtaką turėsi visam
So it's
pasauliui.
not a question of purification or revolution.
Nėra klausimas, ar širdies apsivalymui, ar tam, kad
You do
pasaulį
both at the same
pakeisti.
time.
Abu tuo pat metu.
You're in the mood of making revolution
Jeigu nori revoliuciją daryti,
in your own heart
savo širdyje
and in the world. You see.
ir pasaulyje.
We are revolutionaries.
Mes esame revoliucionieriai.
We're fighting a war on two fronts.
Mes dviejose frontuose kaunamės.
One front is the within front,
Vienas frontas mūsų
the other
širdyje,
front is the without front.
kitas frontas išorėje.
So you must not only on Sankirtan, wherever you go, at the temple,
Nesvarbu,
everywhere.
ar
you see.
šventykloje, ar
We're
sankirtoje, bet
fighting a
kur.
war with Maya.
Bet kur bebūtume, kaunamės su
Maya
Maja
within our heart,
savo širdyje
Maya within, and Maya without.
ir su Maja išorėje.
So it's not a question of purification or revolution, both things simultaneously.
Abu. Ir revoliucija, ir apsivalymas.
As Prabhupada explains, Bahirna Singha Hridayena Singha.
Kaip Prabhupada paaiškina,
We sing it every day in the
Kiekvieną dieną
prayers.
dainuojam.
You see. Bahirna Singha Hridayena Singha. Do you know the inner meaning of that?
žinai, kokia vidinė prasmė yra.
Prabhupada explains it in the 5th canto purport.
Prabhupada 5 giesmėje komentarė
The
paaiškina.
devotee prays that his heart can become completely purified. You see.
Atsidavęs meldžiasi, kad jo širdis pilnai
That the
apsivalytų,
Shringade will be fully manifest within the heart.
kad viešpas Narasimha pilnai apsireikštų širdyje.
Hridayena Singha. You see. May Nrsimha totally manifest within the heart. Hridayena Singha.
Tegul pilnai viešpas Narasimha apsireiškia
And
nuo širdyje.
Bahirna Singha. May I be able to revolutionize the whole world. You see.
Ir tegul aš turiu jėgą visą pasaulį pakeisti.
So that's the mood of the devotee.
Tokia nuotaika.
He wants to completely purify his heart and he wants to completely revolutionize the whole universe.
Nori pilnai apvalyti širdį ir pilnai apvalyti pasaulį.
That's the mood of a devotee,
Tokia atsidavusio nuotaika.
as described by Prabhupada in his purport.
Prabhupada paaiškina.
So you think like that now.
Va taip ir galvok.
Save yourself and save the world.
Išgelbėk save ir pasaulį.
Okay? Next question.
Kitas klausimas.
Aš mokytojo paklausiau, kaip galėjom tarnauti. Ir jisai pasakė, kad tarnaučiau baktams. Tai noriu paklausti, kokia geriausia tarnystė baktam.
I asked my spiritual master what is the best service.
I asked my spiritual master how can I serve him, and he said to me, serve the devotees. So I would like to ask, what is the best service for devotees?
The best service of the devotees is help all of them to become happy in Krishna consciousness.
Geriausia tarnystė atsidavusiems, padėti jiems būti laimingiam Krishna
You
sąmonėje.
must see that every devotee is happy in Krishna consciousness.
Turit matyti, kad kiekvienas atsidavęs laimingas Krishna sąmonėje.
And you must, actually the whole world is actually devotees, I've just forgotten it.
Bet visas pasaulis yra atsidavusiai.
So you should see that the whole world becomes happy in Krishna
Tai
consciousness.
turit pasirūpinti, kad visas pasaulis būtų laimingas
That is
Krishna
the highest
sąmonėje.
service to devotees, because they're actually all devotees, they're just sleeping.
Tai yra geriausia tarnystė atsidavusiems. Ir visi yra atsidavusiai, tik tai
So the
miega.
same thing I told him,
Taigi tas pats, ką ir jam pasakiau.
save the world.
Išgelbėkit pasaulį.
They're all devotees and they're sleeping, so you serve the devotees by waking them up in Krishna consciousness.
Pažadinkit visus.
Every chance you get, you must preach. Every chance you get.
Kiekvieną šansą panaudoti, kad
Wherever
pamokslautų.
you go, wherever you are, in every situation, as much as possible, always preach Krishna consciousness.
Kad ir kur jūs bebūtumėt, visą laiką pamokslaukite Krishna
That's the
sąmonę.
utmost Vaishnava seva.
Tai yra aukščiausia Vaishnava seva.
And I give the greatest pleasure to the previous acharyas, the Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Gorkishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Jagannath Babaji, etc., etc., etc. All the Vaishnavas will be, these great acharyas will be seeing you, how you're dedicating yourself to their world deliverance mission.
Ir tai labiausiai pradžiugins visus praeities ačiarius, jie džiaugsis matydami, kaip jūs stengiantis vykdyti jų misiją.
And the translation service is very important. So
Vertimo
take that very
tarnystė
seriously.
labai svarbi, labai rimtai ją žiūrėkit.
Because that's a service for the whole world.
Nes tai tarnystė pasaulyje.
Especially everyone who reads Lithuanian translations, right?
Jūs lietuvių kalbą verčiat.
Yeah, that's the best service for the Lithuanian people. You do that translation service with great care and attention and devotion.
Tai didžiausia tarnystė Lietuvos žmonėms. Jūs turite labai dėmesingai atlikti šią tarnystę.
We thank her for doing this service.
Labai ačiū, kad turite tokią tarnystę.
Okay, next question. Yeah.
Mokytojas minėjo, kad kai pamokslauji, turi būti natūralus, neapsimetinėti kažkokiu tenai. Tai vat, norėjau paklausti, kaip būti tiesiog savimi, kai yra tas vidinis kaip contamination, užsiteršimas, kad trukdo tiesiog būti savim. Ir antras klausimas, jeigu... gerai.
You mentioned that we have to be natural when we are preaching. My question is how to be natural while I am preaching, because I feel that in my heart there is contamination which prohibits me to be natural.
And that's why you have to have a good morning program.
Todėl reikia labai gerą rytinę programą turėti.
That way the contamination is suppressed.
Tokiu būdu ta visa užsiteršimas yra nuspaudžiamas į šoną.
Early, taking bath, putting on tilak, Mangal Arti, Tulsi worship, japa, greeting the deities, Prabhupada Guru Puja, Bhāgavatam, and Prasadam. You're suppressing that contamination.
Labai kokybišką rytinę programą turėdamas nustumi į šoną visą tą nešvarą.
You're subduing it, you're defeating it.
Nugalėje.
Forget it to be completely gone, that will take many years.
Kad visiškai jos neliktų, daug metų prireiks.
You just got to keep it under control. Keep it. It's like a prisoner of war. You can't fight. He's there, but he can't fight. You have to hold those contaminations as prisoners of war.
Ir kad pilnai nugalėti daug metų prireiks, bet tu gali jos nelaisvę paimti iš tos rytinės programos dėka ir laikyti surakintą tą nešvarą.
Like Mr. Lust is in there.
Kaip, pavyzdžiui, Misteris Geismas yra.
Mr. Greed.
Ir gobšumas.
Mr. Envy.
Ir pavydumas.
You have to lock them up.
Jas reikia uždaryti, užrakinti būdą.
There may be a tendency to be lusty. Well,
gali tokia tendencija būti geismingu.
No, I'm not going to be lusty.
Bet ne.
There may be a tendency to be greedy. I'm not going to be greedy.
Aš nebūsiu nei gobšus, nei geismingas.
I'm not going to give in to these pushings from the lower modes of nature.
Aš nepasiduosiu šitam žemesniems gūnams.
As you advance, the pushings will go away eventually. They'll totally evaporate.
Ir palaipsniui, kai jūs tobulėsit, šitie žemesnės gūnos išgaruos.
For neophyte, these pushings are there. They're very strong.
Bet pradžioje labai stiprus bus.
You have to push harder, that's all.
Ir tau reikia tiesiog stipriau atgal jam
You have to
duoti.
push harder than these pushings.
Jie tave spaudžia, tu jas
And that
spaus
way
dar
you keep them
stipriau.
subdued.
Ir laikyk jos po padu.
And gradually they go away completely.
Palaipsniui jie išgaruos.
You become a pure devotee. So our time is running out now.
Mūsų laikas baiginėjasi.
Any burning last question?
Paskutinis
One last
degantis
question.
klausimas.
Bhaktan Rida.
Kaip tapti
No, I realized Bhaktan Rida.
Kaip tapti jūsų dvasinio
All right, go ahead. What
mokytoju?
is it real quick? You're enthusiastic. Go ahead. What is the question?
Kaip tapti jūsų dvasinio mokytoju? Mokiniu.
How to become spiritual disciple.
Disciple means that you accept the order of the spiritual master as your life and soul.
Reiškia priimti mokytojo nurodymus kaip savo gyvenimo sielą.
If you find a person who is purely representing Krishna,
Jeigu randate asmenybę, kuri tyrai atstovauja Krišną,
that person can liberate you from the material existence.
kuri gali jūs išvaduoti,
So you should approach that person and
Turit-
say, please accept me as your disciple. Please save me from this material world.
kreiptis į tą asmenybę ir prašyti, kad jinai išvaduotų jūs.
What you have to do is do exactly what Arjuna did.
Turi daryti tą patį, ką Arjuna darė.
Karpanya dosho pahata sabhava prishtam mitvang dharma samuddacheta yat shreyan sanishchitan bruhin mamye shishashtehang shadimang tvang prapanam. And now I'm confused about my duty.
Esu pasimetęs, nežinau, kuri mano pareiga.
I have lost all of my intelligence.
Pradau savo intelektą.
So I'm begging you, my dear Lord, I'm your disciple, I'm fully surrendered to you, now please instruct me.
Taigi, brangus viešpatė, prašau, esu tavo mokinys, pamokink
Just
mane.
follow that mood. That's Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, text number 7.
Bhagavad Gitoje, 2 skyrius, 7 tekstas. Sek šitą nuotaiką.
So just follow that instruction and you'll be on the right track.
Sek šitų pamokymų ir būsi teisingame kelyje.
Taip, norėčiau pasakyti dar truputėlį. Pasiruošti, susikaupsi tada. Gerai.
Okay, we give it to Reda, the last question. Reda, Bhaktan Reda. No, I'd already recognized her, but now I'm going to squeeze it in.
Rytinė programa labai svarbi, kaip supratau iš jūsų atsakymo Deividui. Kaip padaryti namų rytinę programą įkvepiančią?
How to make a morning program at home that it would be very full of inspiration.
You have to. It's not external. It's a matter of intense prayer within your heart.
Tai nėra išoriška. Klausimas yra intensyvios vidinės maldos širdyje.
You bow down before Guru, before Gauranga, before Prabhupada.
Tu nusilenki mokytojui, Gaurangai, Prabhupadai.
You intensely beg them.
Ir intensyviai prašai jų.
I'm a fallen soul.
Esu puolusi siela.
I'm caught up in ignorance.
Mane valdo neišmanimas.
I'm proud.
Esu išdidus.
I'm arrogant.
Ir pasipūtęs.
I'm stupid.
Kvailas.
I'm lazy.
Tinginys.
I'm crazy.
Išprotėjęs.
I'm lusty.
Ir geismingas.
I have all this contamination in my heart.
Visa tai yra mano širdyje.
Because of that, my Lord, I have no taste for Krishna consciousness.
Dėl to viešpatie neturiu skonio Krišnos sąmonėje.
Therefore, I'm drinking poison at every minute.
Bet tai dėl to aš geriu nuodus.
So, my dear Lord, please save me from this wretched fallen condition.
Taigi viešpatie, prašau, išgelbėk mane iš tos padėties.
Please bring me out of this horrible illusion in which I am suffering like anything.
Ištrauk mane iš tos iliuzijos, kurioje aš kankinuosi.
Please bless me that I can sing your glories with loving feeling, my Lord. Please help me. I'm suffering like anything.
Palaimink mane viešpatie, kad galėčiau patirti jūsų
In that way, if you
malonę.
pray,
Jeigu taip
magic will
melsis,
happen.
stebuklai darysis.
It'll be you and your husband will sing Gravastakam. It'll be mystical.
Tu su vyru dainuosi Gurvaštakos maldas ir bus
It'll be a
mistika,
mystical experience.
mistinė patirtis.
You'll be in another world, but you have to totally humble yourself.
Turi būti visiškai nuolanki,
Intensely, totally humble yourself.
intensyviai nusilenkti,
Look
nusižeminti.
how much Prabhupada humbled himself.
Pažiūrėkit, kaip Prabhupada koks
He says,
nuolankus.
I've been designated Bhakti Vedanta, but I have no Bhakti, I have no Vedanta. But
Sako, aš tu vadinamas Bhakti Vedanta, bet neturiu nei Bhakti, nei Vedantos.
just see the humility of Srila Prabhupada.
Pažiūrėkit, koks Prabhupados nuolankumas.
So we have to learn how to pray with that total humility.
Taigi turime išmokti, va taip nuolankiai
Not just
melstis,
on the lips,
ne lūpomis.
but from deep within our hearts. We
Iš
have to
širdies
have this mood.
gelmių turėtų
That
nuotaiką.
I'm a nonsense.
Aš esu niekšas.
I'm a stupid rascal.
Niekšas.
That even though I've gotten this seed of bhakti, I'm just spitting it out. I'm so stupid.
Nepaisant to, kad gavau šitą Bhakti sieklas, pjaunu ją lauk,
We
toks
have to
kvailys esu.
intensely humble ourselves.
Turime labai intensyviai nusilenkti.
And then magic happens.
Tada stebuklai darosi.
We actually get a taste for bhakti.
Atsiranda Bhakti
We
skonis.
say Krishna's name, we go Krishna, and it's wow.
Mes tariam Krišnos
Krishna,
vardą. Wow.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna.
It's like coming out of the desert and getting water for the first time in millions of years.
Tai tas pats, kaip iš dykumos išėjus po milijonus metų pirmą kartą vandens atsigerti.
Krishna, 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 Krishna. You see? So in this way you have to pray intensely. Yeah.
Taip intensyviai reikia melstis.
What if one doesn't get that feeling? What they are supposed to do?
If you don't have the feeling, you say, my dear Lord,
O jeigu nėra tokio jausmo, ką daryti?
My dear Lord, I don't have any, I'm such a stupid idiot, I have no feeling at all.
Tada reikia sakyti, Dieve, aš neturiu jokio jausmo, toks idiotas.
I have no feeling.
Neturiu jausmo.
I have no desire to even to pray to you. I'm so puffed up.
Nenoriu net
I
melstis
have no
tau.
desire to even humble myself to you in prayer.
Nenoriu nusilenkti ir melstis tau.
Whatever you have, you put it into the prayer. If you have no feeling, you put that in your prayer.
Neturi jausmo, tai dėk tai maldą.
Can I speak?
Yeah, please.
Okay. As a matter of duty, whether you have feeling or you don't, as a matter of duty, your vows, you must follow.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I want
Yeah.
to say.
Ar tu turi jausmo ar neturi, tai iš pareigos tada reikia daryti, jei neturi jausmo.
Feeling or no feeling, you do it anyway.
Yra jausmas ar nėra, vis tiek reikia daryti.
But I don't feel the ecstasy.
Bet nejaučiu ekstazės.
So it's be artificial if I come to Mangalarti. I'll be natural, I'll just sleep.
Taigi eiti Mangalarti labai dirbtina man. Būsiu natūralus ir pamiegosiu.
No. Whether you feel the ecstasy or not, Prabhupada said, chant. And actually someone said, but Prabhupada, I don't feel like dancing. It seems artificial to me.
Prabhupada, aš nenoriu šokti, man nenatūralu.
Prabhupada said, dance and the ecstasy will come.
Prabhupada sako, šok ir bus
So
ekstazė.
you may not feel like getting up and singing Gravastikam prayers at 4:30 in the morning.
Taigi gal 4:30 nesinori
But
keltis.
you do it and the ecstasy will come. By
Bet jeigu
Prabhupada's
tai
mercy, by Guru's mercy, by
padarysi.
Chaitanya's mercy, the ecstasy will come.
Guru Krišos ir Čaitanijos malonės dėka ateis pas tave laimė.
You must have faith in this process.
Reikia pasitikėti to procesu.
Otherwise, you're a nonsense rascal.
Nes kitaip būsi
You must have
niekšas.
strong faith in this process.
Reikia turėti tvirtą
That
tikėjimą.
will save you from all of the suffering of material existence.
Ir tai išgelbės iš visų kančių.
So I guess we'll stop here on that note.
Turbūt čia ir sustosim.
Thank you all very much. You're beautiful. We love you. May you have unlimited bliss in your heart at every minute.
Ačiū. Turėkite daug malonės savo širdyje. Jūs esat nuostabus.
Shila Bhagavata ki jai. Go to Premanandi.
His Grace Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari Maharaj ki.
Any other children here? Are you from India? What part of India are you from?
South India,
What part of South India?
Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. Oh, very good. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming.
Welcome. I have one basic question. Actually, I'm searching for some
Question? What is the question?
The question is very basic. We all believe there is a God. We all believe that there is a God.
What?
There is a God. You have believed that there is a God.
We believe that everyone believes that there is a
No,
God.
no. We know there is God.
Yes.
Not that we believe. We know there is God. We don't believe. We know there is God.
Yes.
I may believe this in Santa Claus.
Same person.
But Santa Claus doesn't exist. It's a myth.
Yeah.
But we don't believe in God. We know there is God.
Yeah, of course. God created us.
Huh?
God created us.
God is the source of everything.
Yeah. But is this necessary for us to pray to deities?
Is it what?
Necessary to pray to deities?
Is it necessary to pray to the deities?
Actually, the deity does not require you. The deity is self-sufficient. Krishna doesn't need your prayer. But you need to pray. Because you are suffering right now because you're disconnected from God. You're suffering like anything in the cycle of birth and death. You're caught up in karma chakra, the cycle of birth. For millions of lifetimes you've been rotating in karma chakra because you have lost your connection with God. He can get laid without you. He's Atma Ram. He has his spiritual world. But you are suffering because you are disconnected from God. So you need to reconnect by chanting his holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Don't pray for a new Cadillac, or to get your wife a silk sari, or to have a house by the sea, or for Harvard education. You pray for bhakti.
Just I can pray to God directly.
Absolutely.
No need of deities, right?
We pray to Krishna directly. We pray Lord Ram directly. Directly you can pray to Krishna, to Lord Ram. My dear Lord, please bless me with pure devotion.
And what is the clear concept of God in Vedas? what Vedas
Concept
will
of
say
God,
that physical
there are
attributes
two
will
concepts of God described in the Vedas. One is the impersonal conception. God is the oneness, and that is called Brahman realization. There's actually three conceptions. There's the second conception is Paramatma, the Lord is the super soul seated within your heart and within every atom. That's the second conception. The third conception is Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source of all existence. The Bhagavan conception, those who realize the impersonal conception, they are called perfect. Those who realize the Paramatma conception, they are called more perfect. And those who realize Bhagavan, they are called most perfect. Because the impersonalist, he only realizes the Sat, or eternal feature of the Absolute. The yogi, or the Paramatma follower, he realizes the eternity and the knowledge aspect of the Supreme. But he who realizes Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he realizes eternity, knowledge, and bliss. So if you want to become happy and fully situated in happiness, you have to realize Bhagavan realization. That includes the Super Soul and the impersonal Brahman within it. Come to Bhagavan realization. That's what we teach you here. When you come here and learn about Krishna consciousness, you'll become automatically realized in Paramatma realization and Brahman realization. It goes along with it. It's part of the deal. But your realization will be the perfect realization, Bhagavan realization.
I mean, the God, the relation of God in one slide.
Realization of the personality of Godhead. That God is a person. He's not the energy. He's not simply the oneness. He's a person. He's the source of the oneness and the energy. You see, in India, the idea of God as the oneness is very popular. The oneness. But no, God is the source of the oneness. There's a person behind that oneness. And that is Krishna, or Ram. They are both the Supreme. Krishna is the original Supreme. According to Vedas. Bhagavan, Svayam Bhagavan is Krishna. Krishna's to Bhagavan Svayam. Krishna is the original Bhagavan.
Is there any name mentioned in Vedas about particular God? Like
question on the internet. He may continue to question on the internet.
Tell you what, I'm going to give you my email.
Yeah, I got the email.
You're on my e-course yet?
It's,
Sign up for my e-course.
Back to home.
Backttohome.com. You getting my thought for the day every day in the email?
No, I got the email. Just was a little bit reading about the back to home, and I got the email. And actually, I want to contact him, but somehow I came to know the lecture is going on here. So
he can sign up now.
Yeah, you can sign up right now here on the. We'll get you signed up right now. Let me get my app cranked up. My sign up app. It's called Atom. You signed up right now on the spot for the e-course.
He can ask
anybody else wants to
questions
sign up, can sign up right now on the spot as well.
To his full satisfaction.
Okay, here we go. If there's anybody who wants to sign up for my e-course, you just say, you're not on it yet, it's the English version. There's a place here, your name and email address, sign up, and you'll get an email in your email box. You have to reconfirm in your email. Go ahead and put your name and email address there, and you'll be all set.